Hi, this is Jackie, and I want to tell you about what happened this week in terms of me cancelling my membership. So I have got two memberships. Well, I did have. First one being the Divine Manifestor Circle, or the DMC, you'll hear me refer it to. And that is a membership that I have for soul-led women who, I help them with growing and creating their soulful businesses, using like practical sort of solutions, methods, with a little sprinkle of manifesting and soulful work. I then decided to open a new membership called the Manifesting Growth Society. That kind of came about from an old platform that I was using was closing down at the end of this month, which meant that anything that I had on that platform I had to remove. And I found I'd got quite a lot of stuff on there about manifesting because I've been teaching it for a long time. And I thought, oh, where can I put all of this knowledge? Where can I share all of this knowledge that I've got about manifesting? And then the school platform opened up a $9 version plan, and I thought that was the answer to my question: where can I host all of this stuff? So I opened up the Manifesting Growth Society, and I did new material, but based on a lot of the old things that I was teaching. And I got sort of like 48 members within the first couple of weeks. And it was going really well, and I got quite a lot of plans, what I was going to be doing and how I was going to work it alongside the DMC. But actually, what I found that I was doing was focusing, and so bearing in mind that the DMC is a £19 monthly membership, the Manifesting Growth Society was a $1 membership. But what I actually found that I was doing was spending more of my time focusing on the $1 membership and doing adverts, lead magnets to get people into there. And I was focusing my attention and my energy there more than I was for the DMC. So I had to take a step back to look at this strategically from a business point of view. And also what I found was that a lot of people that joined the Manifesting Growth Society weren't familiar with the school platform. So I think that was kind of a bit of a learning curve with that as well. And, I did do videos showing people how to manage the platform. But predominantly a lot of people, when they're so used to Facebook and Facebook groups, it can be a bit of a transition. And you often find sometimes when it's a B2C, so a B2 consumer rather than a B2 business, business to business, a lot of people don't always understand the school, the way it works. People were getting overwhelmed by notifications and things. And this is all learning for me as well. So I've learned lessons from this as to what I would do maybe differently moving forward. But I found that I then started diluting my focus. And often, I think, I'm classed as one of these people who is probably, neurodivergent. I don't give myself a label, but I do have a little bit of shiny object syndrome. And I also have sometimes scattered energy. So I have or scattered focus. So I have to find ways that work for me. And initially, I was filled with so much joy with the Manifesting Growth Society and all the plans and things that I was going to do with it, until I started looking at it strategically. So what I feel that I did was I just thought, I've got a lot of knowledge about this subject. Let me open up a membership. Without actually really probably thinking it through completely. And this is what we do in business. This is how we learn. So we learn from the things that we do and the things that work and the things that don't work. And this is one of those things that for me, I've realized actually wasn't working in my business plan, because I was directing too much energy and traffic to there rather than focusing on actually the money generating part of my business is the DMC, so the Divine Manifestor Circle. And it wasn't until I really took a step back from it that that's what I was doing. And then I thought, actually something has to change, because what I was finding when I was thinking about what content I was going to be creating, I'm thinking, shall I concentrate on doing some manifesting content? Shall I do some business content? Or am I then going to dilute my audience? Am I funneling into two different types of audiences? So I've got my DMC audiences, which is soulful women who want to start a business or have got their own business that are wanting help with it. Whether they're healers, psychics, mediums, coaches, manifesting coaches, all of that type of thing, hypnotherapists. Or am I targeting people who are interested in manifesting but might not necessarily have a business? And that was then when it kind of started dropping. I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute. So I've got sort of one mailing list, but now I've actually got two separate audiences. And yes, we can be, we're multifaceted humans, we can have different strings to our bow. But actually, what we really want to be doing is making sure that we're not diluting our message too much. So somebody may have joined the Manifest and Grow Society and then they get an email about business, and it's like, hang on, what's going on here? Or somebody's joined for the business side of it and then they're getting all this manifesting stuff. However, that being said, what it has made me realize is that I want to have the flow of both within it, but the focus is for the DMC and my one-to-one work. And eventually, there'll be some group programs coming out either later this year or next year. And so it's been a really good learning curve. I've learned a lot from it. The learning for me is, one, make sure that whatever you decide to do fits into your business strategy. It fits into what it is that you're actually wanting to do and the people that you are wanting to work with. And that whatever you're doing, you are attracting those people that you want to work with. Because I did think that maybe I could change the Manifest and Grow Society to work, to funnel it more for soulful business people. But then I realized that I'm still kind of diluting what I'm doing. Have one focus, really master that focus, then you can look at bringing other things in. But for me at the moment, it's just too many different things, and I need to have my direction and my focus, and also put a lot of my energy into my members in the DMC. So make sure it's part of your strategy, and make sure that you are very clear on your audiences, and that whatever that you're doing, you can still sort of target the same type of people. Now, yes, we may have different offers where we've got slightly different avatars, and that you may have one product or one service or one offer that is targeted for a certain avatar, certain kind of ideal soulful client, and then you may have another one that's targeted slightly differently. But ultimately, it's coming under the same umbrella. Okay, so for instance, I've got products that are PLR, so they've got public license rights. So I'm attracting people with those products that actually want to buy and sell their own digital products. So they're white labeling from the ones that I'm selling. So that's one kind of person or one kind of avatar. But I'm also targeting people who want help with their lead magnets and setting up their offers and working through, the funnel stages of it and setting up all their emails and things like that. So it's two kind of different avatars, even though they kind of do work well together. But it's two, so the messaging would be different for each one, but fundamentally, I'm still targeting the soulful businesswoman who's got a soulful business. And that's where we need to make sure that we're on point with that, so that the messaging is clear to who we are targeting. Okay. And let's not have too much diversification on attracting B2B clients, so business to business, who is my ideal client, and a B2C, so business to consumer, because it's two different sets of people. Okay. And what have I also learned? I kind of think that I've also learned that shiny objects are not always the answer. We see things and we think that they may be the right way for us to go, but actually it may that they're not necessarily. But it could be something that then brings it back in. Okay, so what the whole of this exercise has done for me is made me realise that, yes, I love doing the work in the DMC and getting people to, think practically about the business, coming very much from the masculine type energy. But also, what this has made me realise is that I have got so much knowledge about manifesting and law of attraction, and I probably wasn't using that enough in my messaging with the clients that I'm trying to attract, because I've been going down the kind of practical route more than the manifesting. I think now actually it's just doing that blend of both and bringing all of that knowledge also into the DMC. So all of the modules and things that were in the Manifesting Growth Society have now been moved over to the DMC. So it's been an experiment. And I wanted to be transparent and open and honest with you about my journey, because the DMC is fairly new for me. It's a new business. It initially started off as a manifesting group, and now it's moved into being a business group. But that's been only within the last sort of few months. And I kind of welcome all of this knowledge that I'm bringing in. So none of what's happened over the last month, when I opened up the Manifesting Growth Society and then closed it, hasn't not been useful. It's been a useful exercise. I can't get my teeth in. A useful exercise for me to really start to see the bigger picture with my business and the way of my messaging and what I'm going to be focusing on more with my messaging. So yeah, it's been a really, really good experience, and I just hope that from this you may actually take something from it with regards to your own business and your own learning. And what I would say, and particularly if you are somebody like me, who has that kind of neurodivergent brain, the focus, all of these different things to focus on is sometimes part of who we are, but we have to try to not let that override us. And we need to bring the focus back down more to what is what is it that's going to make the biggest impact on your bottom line revenue? Because at the end of the day, this is about business. So even the Manifesting Growth Society at $1 was a business, and it was then going to increase higher and higher, until I then stepped back and said, actually, this is just not right at this moment in time. And it may be that moving forward, I have different levels within the DMC. Maybe that's a manifesting level and then a more of a business level. I don't know. But for now, it felt like the right thing to do was to step back from it and put my full focus on the DMC. So I'd love to get your thoughts on this. And if you've had anything similar happen to you, where you perhaps started something or signed up for something and then actually realized that it's not the best place for your energy to be. And if you've enjoyed listening to this, I would love for you to just give me a like on the video, and subscribe as well if you want to know more about the business tips I'm going to be sharing and the manifesting tips, because I've got a few more videos that I'm really looking forward to sharing, particularly about my work with AI and how we need to manage that as well. But how it's working is helping me in terms of functional medicine, and also a lot of the prompts and the things that I am using for it to really help me to manage my business. So if you're interested in that kind of thing as well, then please do subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.